The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you say how it is, it's so important. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello, welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa News Updates. First, the headlines. DSS grants Nnamdi Kanu access to legal team after extended standoff. Committee calls for probe into Edo's debt in public assets. Obasanjo reveals his pick for Ondo governorship race. Former Supreme Court Justice passes away at 91. Opebolo to make new appointments for Chief of Staff. Tinubu pledges to address injustice among Ogoni 9. 278 inmates still missing 2 months after Borno flood. Now the news in full. The Department of State Service (DSS) has finally permitted detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu to meet with his lawyers, ending a prolonged legal battle over access. Media reports indicate that DSS Director General Adeola Ajayi authorized the visits after repeated court orders and mounting pressure from Kanu's defense team, led by Special Counsel Aloy Ejimako. Since his contentious repatriation from Kenya in June 2021, Kanu has faced terrorism charges in Nigeria with restricted legal access. Despite a May 2023 directive by Justice Binta Nyako allowing visits 3 times weekly, continued access denials led to court warnings in October that Ajayi could face jail time for non-compliance. This breakthrough follows a recent intervention by House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas and Abia State Representative Obi Agwocha, who facilitated that Ejimako called a political compromise. On Monday, Ejimako shared on social media that the legal team's visits marked their first meeting with Kanu since late September. The meeting was reportedly conducted under direct authorization from the DSS Director General, with US-based Nigerian Ndidi Awurum also in attendance. Meanwhile, the All Progressive Congress APC Transition Committee has called for an investigation into over 410 billion in reported debt by the Edo state government, highlighting a substantial rise from the 55 billion inherited in 2016. This recommendation was made Monday during the committee's report submission to Monday Opebolo ahead of his inauguration as Edo's 5th democratically elected governor. Committee Chairman Pius Odubu emphasized concerns over debt increase, suggesting that, in fact, total liabilities might exceed 500 billion naira. Odubu, a former deputy governor, also urged a thorough review of agreements related to the management of Central and Stella Obasanjo hospitals, recommending the cancellation of recent employment actions. Odubu further advised investigating the ownership and equity of several key assets, including the Osiomo Power Plant, Radisson Blu Hotel, and the Museum of West Africa Arts, citing a lack of transparency by the outgoing administration. Additionally, he called for a comprehensive review and probe into the World Bank-funded Edo Best program to clarify its opaque operational structure. Continuing, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has expressed support for Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa ahead of the governorship election set for Saturday. During a visit to Akure on Monday, Obasanjo praised Aiyedatiwa's dedication and resilience, commending his efforts to connect with the public and present his vision for the state amid the challenges of the campaign trail. Reflecting on his own campaign experiences across the Southwest in 1999, Obasanjo applauded Aiyedatiwa's courage and wished him success in the election. In response, Governor Aiyedatiwa acknowledged Obasanjo's enduring contributions to Nigeria, highlighting the former president's humility and humanity despite his distinguished military and political career. In rather sad reports, Honorable Justice Emmanuel Obioma Ogwebu, a retired justice of Nigeria's Supreme Court, has reportedly passed away. His death was confirmed by Law and Society magazine, citing close sources to the renowned jurist. Known for his exceptional judicial career and significant contributions to Nigerian jurisprudence, Justice Ogwebu would have turned 92 in March 2025. Appointed to the Supreme Court in February 1992, Justice Ogwebu served until his retirement on March 16, 2003, before ascending to the nation's highest courts. He spent 5 years on the Court of Appeal and briefly served on the Gambia's Supreme Court. His career began humbly as a magistrate and spanned from the High Court of the Old Imo State to the Court of Appeal and finally the Supreme Court. Colleagues and protégés remember Justice Ogwebu as a humble, resilient, compassionate, and industrious figure on the bench. He authored numerous landmark judgments, including the lead ruling in a 1998 criminal appeal involving Sunday F. Young and the states. Another notable ruling came in 2002 when he was part of a 7-member panel that ruled on a revenue derivation case between the federal government and Nigeria's littoral states, upholding the principle of derivation based on the low water mark. Justice Ogwebu also played a significant role in a ruling that determined the National Assembly lacked the authority to alter the tenure of elected local council officials outside the Federal Capital Territory, a judgment reinforcing the autonomy of local governance structures. Educated in law at the University of Liverpool and Middle Temple in England, Justice Ogwebu earned his LLB and LLM before being called to the English bar in 1962. He began his legal practice in 1963 and held various influential roles in Nigeria's Ministry of Justice, including work on legal reporting and law reform, before transitioning to the judiciary. Throughout his career, Justice Ogwebu remained steadfast in his commitments to justice, earning respect across Nigeria's legal landscape. His legacy continues to inspire the legal community, marking him as a distinguished figure in the nation's judiciary history. Moving on, Senator Monday Okpebholo, the incoming governor of Edo State, is expected to name Dr. Padi Emmanuel Iyamu as his chief of staff. Okpebholo, set to be sworn in today as Edo's 5th governor since 1999, reportedly selected Dr. Iyamu for his expertise in human resources and security management. Dr. Iyamu, a consultant, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, holds a BSc and MBA in Business Administration from the University of Benin, alongside a professional diploma in Safety and Security Management from Rivers State University of Science and Technology. He also earned an honorary doctorate in Petroleum Resources from the European American University. Furthermore, President Bola Tinubu has vowed to address the historical injustices endured by Ken Saro-Wiwa and the Ogoni Nine, who were executed in 1995 under General Sani Abacha's military regime. These activists, prominent advocates against environmental harm from oil extraction in Ogoni land, were convicted in a highly contentious trial. Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, stated on Monday that the president is focused on justice and reconciliation, particularly for communities bearing scars from past injustices. Tinubu underscored that honoring the Ogoni Nine's legacy is vital for healing and unity in Nigeria, affirming his administration's dedication to sustainable peace, justice, and development. Conclusively, 2 months after a destructive flood overwhelmed the Borno State Correctional Facility on September 10th, 278 inmates remain unaccounted for. The flood, which struck Maiduguri, the state's capital, caused extensive damage to infrastructure, including roads, bridges, hospitals, and the medium security custodial center, leading to the escape of 281 prisoners. according to Nigerian Correctional Service spokesperson Abubakar Umar. The flood collapsed prison walls and staff quarters. During the evacuation of inmates to safer locations, it was discovered that 281 inmates have escaped. So far, the Borno State Police Command has recaptured 3 escapees, Awualu Aminu, Abubakar Muhammad, and Kyari Kur, following tips from local residents. Police Public Relations Officer Nahum Dasso confirmed their arrests, with Muhammad apprehended on September 15th, Kur on October 10th, and Aminu on October 16th. Dasso emphasized that efforts to locate the remaining escapees are ongoing, with the arrested convicts returned to the correctional service.
The papyrus.